togetherness and unity is always the way to prosperity. And my guest at this time, who's going to introduce themselves right now, Rena Mills. Good morning from the Tourism and Grenada Tourism Authority. Good morning to you. How are you
Good
doing?
morning to you, Kim. Good morning to you, Mr. Coy, and all the listeners of Vibes 101.3 FM. As Curtis used to say, good morning, everyone. A bright and beautiful Thursday morning to you.
And you have a colleague of yours from the Carriacou Maroon Festival Committee, right? Is that right?
Of course, we have Casey,
Mhm.
and Casey will introduce herself, but of course, Casey has joined the committee this year. How are you doing this morning, Casey?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mr. Mills and Mr. Coy, and my fellow colleague here, Miss Mills, and to the people of the diaspora, Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and everyone. Just a pleasant good morning. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Well, thank you so much, Todd, for that introduction there. And I want to ask you, Arena, straight off the bat, because we know our Maroon Festival is right around the corner, right? And when we say right around the corner, we mean right around the corner. And for those of you who are not yet heard about it or know what it's all about, just listen to this before we continue.
Maroon good food, enough string music, and big drum dance come here to be. We live in good with we smoke food. Look how the smoke food good. The sound of the drums put you in the mood. Especially when it is good food. Come share with we and dance with we. Carriacou Maroon is the place to be. It's deep in we that rich culture. We dancing and singing for the master. So it's not perhaps, it's not maybe. Carriacou Maroon, that is the festival for we. Carriacou Maroon, make sure you come on down to see.
Here is your big chance to live a new life. Come to Carriacou Maroon and Stringband Music Festival. Eat the smoke food of our ancestors. Drums will spit, sweet strings will captivate. It's a unique festival of the people, filled with authentic cultural education and pure entertainment for the whole family. Living will not be the same after this massive life-changing festival. Make your reservations now. Call 473-443-7948 or visit our website www.carriacoumaroon.com.
25th to 27th of April 2025.
Carriacou Maroon, make sure you come on down to see.
Make sure you come on down to see I noticed you were dancing there.
Of course, whenever I hear this,
That's kind of music. It's always interesting.
Of course.
And the Maroon Festival is unique, as we very well know. And Carriacou is the one that's been showcasing that over the years. And the culture remains alive.
Of course, Kim.
And a lot of things are taking place, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now that the committee has been organizing and doing quite a number of things, people want to know now what activities, where it's going to start, the continuation and the climax into the final.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So as the
here.
voices of Maroon said in that ad, living will not be the same after this massive life-changing event. And I think next time that we're coming for an interview, we'll bring Basie to sing that part of it. So I know the persons have been asking who are the members of the committee. So I guess individuals would know the group that recently executed the Carnival Festival. So myself, Lefties, Basie, Jamon Adams, people know him as Hunter, Jason, and John James, and newly added to our committee because we want to ensure that the festival lives on. And I remember last year, while we were having the dance classes on Paradise Beach, Casey, she was there for every class, and Casey indicated that she'll want to become a member of the committee. She appreciates our culture very much. So recently added to the committee is Casey. And before we go into the interview, I want to say a pleasant good morning to the ladies are the villagers, the community of Six Roads, where the Maroon will take place this year. The women, they're there right now as we speak. I know that BC is supporting them as well, because on the committee is the person in charge of the aspect of the village Maroon. So currently they're there cleaning some mutton. So good morning to your ladies and gentlemen, and big up yourselves. Congratulations and thank you very much. Let's continue keeping the community spirit alive. They started on Saturday, they went into Monday, Tuesday, and they're there today as well, because Kim, the Maroon is a lot of work.
True.
I know it's a lot of work, but sometimes you look at the preparation there, and you just wonder on the day, with the execution, how much was put in. A lot before, right? There's a lot of work before the final day, right?
Especially the village Maroon, it's a lot, and it's very costly as well as compared to other festivals, because we want to showcase our culture and basically what's been happening over the years. We want to include mainland Grenada, Pitchy Matnik, and the region as well. Due to the passage of Hurricane Beryl, we may not be able to include the region per se, but of course we have cultural conquerors that will be joining us from St. Vincent, from Union Island for the festival. And I want to say a special good morning to them, because I remember just after the carnival season, when I reached out to them whether they'll come or not because of the effects of the hurricane. They lost everything. They weren't sure, and I continue calling. And I remember last week when I called, she was like, listen, we are in a meeting and we just finished our meeting and we are going to come. And I was very, very excited about that. Yeah.
Well, I could say, and from my experience and from seeing what's going on, the people in the Caribbean in particular, they're very resilient, and nothing sort of hold us back.
That's true.
I mean, whatever the case might be, we ain't stopping there. We continue to forge forward. And over the last couple of months, right in Carriacou, because we had the carnival just concluded, we have the Maroon coming up and we have more events there. And it seems as though we listen, let that go. That's already gone. Let's continue on the way forward. And every event so far has been a success.
Of course, yes.
With the participation of everybody.
Yeah, the thing about it, after the hurricane, a lot of people were wondering, what can I do? Where can I go? I mean, they were devastated. And basically having the festivals is just giving them hope. What can I do? How can I be part of what's happening, basically to socialize and enjoy yourself. So that is what's been happening. And as you speak about the culture, this is why we chose a theme which speaks to our culture. And I would want Casey to speak about the theme. And
okay, go
hand
ahead.
over Casey.
Yes. So this year specifically, we have designed a theme focusing on a journey of culture and traditions, honoring our heritage across generations. And I'll repeat that for emphasis: a journey of culture and traditions, honoring our heritage across generations. And this theme speaks specifically to a deep-rooted commitment to our heritage. And it's not just keeping our heritage to ourselves. We have to be able to pass this down from the past to the present and to the future generations. And that's how we ensure continuity. That's how we, the young people, have to get involved. So our culture can continue down the line, and that our lineage can know of what's going on, what is Maroon, how it operates, and then we can get involved in the holistic development. So we're just not leaving it right there. So our culture dies down and it becomes extinct. We're continuing that. And that's why we need preservation. And we have the support of even our community members and the people. Everyone have to join in and contribute to such development.
That word you just used, the continuity, is a very strong word. It's something that we need to observe and focus on as we go through in our celebrations from year to year.
You're right, Mr. Mills.
Yeah, continuity. Because if we don't take the time out to pass it on to the younger generation,
how can it continue?
It's not going to continue.
Exactly.
And so if we all develop the mood and the attitude of passing on, it will always be there. Of course.
Of course, and
Yeah.
hence the reason why we have so many young ones involved in the country, in our culture, be it stringband music or drumming. We at the Grenada Tourism Authority, we understand that, and hence the reason why over the years we ensure that our budget speaks to cultural development. So we have done the thing about it. Continuity is the word. So basically, we have been focusing every year on having a cultural development training, be it Shakespeare Mass, be it a big drum, be it string band. Now we know of the culture kids, offspring of the culture trained string band, who participated in Parang Festival, and it's something that we want to do and want to continue. I remember the year that we did the big drum training with the school in Pitchmatnik, the primary school there, they were able to participate in Maroon Festival that year. So that is something that we must do. We must continue teaching the young ones, and they need to have a passion for our culture, and that's how continuity will happen.
And understanding the tradition as well too is very important, because they getting involved now at this age. By the time they get to an older age, they'll understand even better what it's all about. So it's great that we have the younger ones getting involved into the culture at this time, and it's going to make a big difference as we celebrate from now through the years. Okay.
And Mr. Mills,
Yes.
as you mentioned that, even with the involvement of the schools, I know we're going to get more into the nitty-gritty of that a bit later, but we're getting the involvement of the schools to do cultural performances that will be on the Sunday of the Maroon. And we have written to the schools asking for their participation in such, the cultural exercise there. And then we have such an explosive performance, having the different displays and so forth. So when you get the schools involved right then and there, you get the youths to understand the importance of the culture, and then they can pass that down to the future generations.
So as you just mentioned about the schools there, now I just want to reiterate and get a little bit more out of it, in that the schools will be participating. You have gotten them to get on board as well. And would they be doing different aspects of the culture? Would that be featured?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The songs, the dances, different cultural performance will be incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be different performances because, we have the 6 primary schools and we have 2 secondary schools. So, we're getting all of them involved as much as we can within the performances.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey spoke about the performances and including the schools. Another thing, again, we also wrote to the schools about is having the students out on the morning of the libation or during the process of the cooking of the food, because that is what we have been doing over the years. And this year, we even want to make it bigger, not that they come and see what's happening on the morning. We speak to them about that, but we want to make sure on that day we have a display so that they can come, they can see, and they can take away from that, having a better appreciation for the culture.
Mm-hmm. But you mentioned the libation. And this is something I think we need to understand. I didn't even understand it until I was a little bit older than past the kid age, But this is something that needs to be passed on. Why we're doing what we're doing, when we're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Of course, yes.
It all has meanings.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because of course we throw the rum and water on the ground, the spirits, and we share animal blood. So some people looking at it, I remember the first year back around 2015, I posted a video with the killing of the animal, the sharing of the blood, and people thought, oh my God, that was mean, that's so crazy, and why are you killing an animal in the cross and having it jump up like that? But it has a meaning to it, the blood which was shed, our ancestors' blood. But we know that the whole thing about the enslaved, how they were brought here, how they worked on the plantations, and we want to remember them. Part of the day as well includes throwing back the food in the sea for our ancestors. Some people, by choice, they don't believe in it, but who believe, and we have to continue in their honor, in their legacy. They came here, they worked very, very hard for us, and we have to continue that legacy.
Yeah, the sea part of it is part I noticed that, people draw a lot of comments about.
Yes.
Why we throw it into the sea. and there's a way of throwing it into the sea as well, and a timing for it, you know.
Of course, it's a very sacred moment. The thing about it, after the food is cooked, no one is allowed. And I've been to Maroons and see the process of cooking the food, and the way the ladies would say, no, we cannot give food, whether who come and they want a bit of the food. No, we have to take out the food to be thrown in the sea first. And that's a very sacred one. When they get down to the sea as well, the way they would speak and they throw the rum, the water, and throw the food in the sea. We know that our ancestors who were brought here, not came by themselves, they were brought here by force. They were tied up in the decks of ship. They died. Some of them were they were thrown overboard when they behaved bad on the ship. Some of them died. They were thrown into the sea. So we have to remember them. We have to remember sailors as well who died on sea. So hence the reason why we throw the food in the sea. And as I said, during that process, everything is sacred. No loud talking, nothing. You go and you communicate with your ancestors.
That's secret.
Yeah.
It is, you know.
Yes.
Very touching moment too.
Yes, it
and
is.
It's something that we have practiced, it continues, and we want to keep that alive.
Of course, we want to keep it for generations to come. KC, great-great-grands will know about it.
Well, I understand the importance of it. As you said, it's a sacred moment, and some might see it as some sort of ritual going on, and they might, as he said, draw different comments based on what's going on. But once you understand the process and we can follow it in that line direction, we can continue the tradition.
Okay, now we started off on the 26th, right?
On the 25th.
25th, right? The 25th, right? The 25th with the libation.
Right.
And it's going to be in 6 Roads Cross.
Yes.
So what can be expected if we get there early in the morning, say like 5 o'clock? Yeah.
Of course. So the thing about 6 Roads, so I've been to Maroons, and it happens at that location where the food is being cooked, the libation. But with 6 Roads, it's a bit different. So in 6 Roads, I wish someone from 6 Roads was here to explain that maybe in another interview. But there is something they call a blood hole where the Shakespeareans, I don't know, that's where they started, and maybe blood was shed there. I can't remember the significance.
Yeah, it's a bit different for 6 Roads.
Yes. So it starts that morning at the blood hole, water in the ground there. Then it goes down to the cross. But before that happens, the shell has to be blown to signal everyone, hey, wake up, get out of your beds. We are here and we are about to start. That will signal the villagers to come out. And once they get there, then we start with the blood hole. You go down to the cross, through the water on the ground. You call the names of those who were part of it and those who passed and gone. And hey, we're doing this for you. We're doing this for you all. And we hope that you accept it and that you give us a good the purpose of the Maroon as well, for a bountiful rain season. So you're calling on, we hope that you'll accept this and we'll have a bountiful season. We'll get lots of rain. So they do that on the morning, and then they share the animal blood. Following that would be, of course, the cooking of the food. But before you cook the food, you must wet the stones. So the stones would be laid out, and you wet the stones before you light the fire, and then the fire is lit, and the process of the cooking of the food. When that finishes, of course, go down to the lagoon and throw that part in the sea that I spoke about earlier, the best of everything. Once that is done, then the evening would be the official opening, and I'm not sure if the Prime Minister is listening or someone will go back to inform him, but we wrote to you long in advance, and we hope to see you here. Our PM.
Of course.
So the commission, we hope to see you in Carriacou.
Yes, we would love to have him experience that, at least, for the opening of the Maroon.
Of course, yes. So come and sample our saraka. A lot of people wondering what that saraka is about. Of course, it is our traditional dish. Everything from our farm, everything from our garden. So it consists of rolled rice. People are wondering, okay, well, you said everything from your garden. Why do you have rolled rice? We don't grow rice in Carriacou. Yeah, it's a traditional dish. It's an African dish. That's where the rice comes in. We have cornmeal cooked, rolled into balls, which we call cuckoo. We have stew peas, the provisions, ground provisions. Also, we have yard fall. We have mutton. We have beef. We have pork. And I mean, speaking about this mouths at water, I mean, it's a lot of preparations, a lot of food, and which we give freely on that day. And later on the evening, we say that 6 Road is known for culture, the string band part of it. So we'll start with the flambeau parade, 6 roads, asking persons, a lot of people to come on because we want palm tree vibes. We spoke to them about that already, to do nice drone shots of people gathering from the various roads into 6 road with the flambeau parade. And then we go into the official opening. And following that, we know the drum must speak. So we'll be having the big drum performance. And then 6 Road is known for the string band. So Guava Boys and Strayway, John and Jason and them would be doing like a meetup, like how they meet up, a clash of the bands. So it would be a very, very entertaining and fulfilling day, and we encourage everyone to come on out and be part of it.
But as you mentioned earlier on, preparation has been made right now, and you to see us do the amount of food that will be consumed on that day, you got to get a big head start. So you're trying to feed the entire island?
Listen, not the entire island alone. Remember, we have visitors who will be coming as well. So we have to feed everyone because, some people, when they come for the food, they want to make sure that they get the food. You told me that there'll be food here and I come and there is no food. And then even though that happens, the night we have big drum and they say, drummer food, where is the drummer food? Right. We have to make sure that there is enough food for everyone in attendance.
Oh, so there are a lot of food is going to be cooked.
A lot of preparation.
A lot of food is going to be eaten.
Yes.
I could. My mouth started watering already.
I know. Some people might be thinking, why you having all this food and the concentration is on rebuilding, but of course our culture has to live on.
Yes,
that's
it. And I make sure on days like that, if I'm not sure I'm going to be there, I send my bowl in advance. Say, listen, fill it up.
And you always get it.
I always get it.
I remember that.
But it's nice, when we celebrating like that, with the spirit of celebration, and it becomes a success, and it's a tradition as well, and we try to keep it together, right? And that's a little bit what's taking place on the Friday, but that's just the beginning of the celebration.
Of course, it's a weekend of celebrations, and for people who have been wondering, I know people always ask, when is Maroon Festival? Hey, just go to your calendar and look when is the last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in April, and that's it. You know when it's Maroon. So, of course, this year will be the 25th, the 27th, and my colleague will speak about the next event, which would be Strings in the City on Saturday morning.
Oh, that is one I always admire, and I noticed that it has been getting a lot of attention and more participation as well. Because now it's getting bigger and better than ever.
Of course.
So now tell me, Casey.
And before I move ahead, let's go back to the Friday. We have to remind persons that the libation starts early in the morning, 6 p.m. 6 a.m. Sorry, you see? But I'm so excited. And the evening cultural performance on that same Friday, it's at 7 p.m. We have to keep that in mind. We don't want to miss anything. And moving to the Saturday morning for Strings in the City, we head to Hillsborough, the town, where we would see a display, a traditional boat display. We would love to do that, right? The boat launch, sorry. And it starts at 10 a.m. So we'll be doing that with the string bands coming up to do that traditional boat launch display. And we know how usually that goes. And we are involving P.T. Martinique and everyone involved within that display, because we have to involve them in it. We can't do it by ourselves. The support means everything. And then we have the string band performances, and the different aspects and I love this when we do the heels and toe. So we have to make sure we have these things going. So that's for the Strings in the City, and we urging and encouraging everyone to come out early, 10 a.m. because we're going to do the traditional boat launch display first before getting into the meat of the matter.
Okay, so for the first time, I think I'm hearing about this boat launch display that's going to be taking place on the Strings of the City, preceding the rail bacchanal in the street, yeah?
Yes, the idea is to showcase the various aspects of our culture where string band music. So it is the Carriacou Maroon and the String Band Music Festival. So of course we have to ensure that the string music is on display. And on that morning, Hillsborough is transformed. So they dancing capital of the world with lovely string band music. So over the years, we have been including the string band aspect in the traditional wedding with the kick and flag dancing. Last year, we had the vibrant meeting up of the bands, the string bands, basically what happens during the Christmas season. And then another aspect of string music in Carriacou, of course, is the traditional boat launching, where the launching of the boat is accompanied by string band music. So we're going to carry that boat into Hillsborough with the string music been playing, the chants that has been said during the launching of the boat. And I spoke to Mr. Dwight Logan, the mayor of Pitch Matney. Good morning to you, sir. Mm-hmm. So he'll be leading on the launching of the boat. And there are times which he said, some of them are coming and going, but during that morning, I can tell you, you must be there to experience that. Persons out there in the diaspora, wherever you are, if you haven't booked your ticket as yet, you need to do so. Last week, someone called me from Dominica and she was like, well, I guess she saw my number on the Explo page. She was like, I'm viewing this page, Explo Carriacou Petit Manning, and I'm seeing dancing in the tongue, a lot of music and dancing. When can I come for that? And I told her, and she's like, I want to come for that. And she'll contact me on how to book a ticket, how to get here, where to stay. So the thing is out there and people are seeing it. If you know of the Carriacou Maroon and Stringband Music Festival, then you know you have to be here for it. You have to come and connect with your ancestors and just have good, great, clean fun.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about the strings of the strings in the city, has been getting a lot of attraction to, and right now, I think it's one of the events that you just mentioned that people are looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you see, dancing sometimes, you know, especially when you know what you're doing, you know, especially the heels and toes and things like that. You know?
That's where Casey came in last year. I remember Casey, she wanted to how to do the heels and toe. And then this year, she reached out to Serena. I'm going to spill it. So she reached out to Serena, very great big drum dancer. And she was like, Serena, I want to know how to dance a big drum. So when I get to strings in the city in the morning, I know what I am doing. So basically, and that's the reason why we started the dance classes last year. We're not sure how it's going to go this year because everything is so hectic. We were considering starting it this weekend, but we have the Pump It Up event. So we have, and then following that, maybe next week, and then the following week is Easter weekend. So it will be a bit challenging for us to have it. And then some of the key persons who assist in organizing as committee members, like Leftis, I know from time to time, he's in Grenada, and then Basie as well. Well, Basie, I'm going to spill it as well. So Basie was selected to travel to Japan to represent the island and in the area of culture. So he'll be joining 9-member team from Grenada. So it's 10 of them that'll be going to Japan, which is a big thing for us as well. So with all that said, I'm not sure how that will go, but at least we'll try to see if we can have maybe 1 or 2 weeks of the dance classes where persons can come over to Paradise Beach and learn how to do the hills and so how to dance. So when you get to Hillsborough on the morning of strings in the city, you know just what to do.
They'll
and
be well
how to
prepared.
do.
Very exciting. That's something we look forward to.
It is. And then we always speak about continuing the culture. I know that over the years, everyone, they were excited to come and look at Country Boys, Anselm James, and the other guys. So this year, we were like, you know what? We would love to have Anselm James, but we would love to see the sons on display as well. So fingers crossed, we'll be seeing John and Jason on the stage in Strings in the City.
Oh, yeah.
So it will be great. It will be a great morning.
All right. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that.
Yes.
Also, just to mention, the National Folk Group recently held a meeting to ensure the continuity of these traditions passed down. They would love to have the different dance classes within the different schools, so the primary and secondary schools, trying to get the students to understand and to learn about these aspects so that they too can participate, and that would ensure continuity. So we are hoping to have that come on board, and that's something to look forward to.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that because it's something that we always speak about, you know, is making sure that the younger ones get an idea and start training and getting into the culture so we could continue our celebrations and it might even get bigger. You never know because of participation. Now, Strings in the City is just the part of the morning activity, right? By the time we finish with that activity, the action continues. Where are we going next?
More culture.
More culture.
Everything on one stage that night.
Yeah.
You have drumming, you have string music, you have your dances, you have folk groups, everything on one stage. Shakespeare Mass, everything you can think about at the Botanical Garden. The event starts 8 p.m. that evening, and again, we here tell the others, come down, come across, come over. You don't want to miss this. As Sir Dexter Lender said, this life-changing event at the Botanical Garden, 8 p.m. on the 26th of April. So there'll be, we already confirmed some groups that will be participating in the festival. We know that we have our cultural groups from Carriacou, and from Grenada we have a Conception Dance Theatre, a junior and a senior group. So the junior group will perform the Sunday on the beach, and the senior group will perform at the gardens. We have Culture Conquerors, our friends from Union Island, they'll be coming as well. A Lion Pride, which is a drumming group from Grenada, Fini Vue La Grenade, a dance group from Grenada, the National Folk Group, they'll be here as well. So the night will end as well with live band performance from Loyalty, a band from Carriacou, and Rita and the Ultimate Perfections Band from Grenada. It's only $20. Minimum.
Yes.
$20 to get in to that event at Botanical Gardens.
That's a jam-packed event, though. The amount of things you mentioned will taking place there, it seems as though it's going to be all night.
That's what I say.
That's why you can't afford to miss it.
Because starting early in the evening,
Yes.
and with all the acts that will be taking place there is in the Botanical Gardens again, because the venue is
Of
very,
course.
very, very nice for that sort of celebration.
Spectacular venue. Yeah, so the venue speaks for itself. I mean, being in the Botanical Garden, it's an outdoor area looking at the sun, the moon on that night. And I mean, just the performances on stage. Oh my God, I'm just speaking about it and I'm getting chills. It will be a great night.
But that's just the Saturday night now. So we just went into Friday, into Saturday, but it's not over yet because the big day again
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
And everyone should come out 12 o'clock. Come out 12 o'clock and, Casey will tell you.
So even if you're on the beach that day, I know a lot of people love to go on the beach on a Sunday on Paradise Beach. So you can come over, stay on the beach. You don't have to leave. You stay on the beach, and we have a spectacular show on that Sunday on Paradise Beach with more vibrant culture. And we're going to have as I said before, the young people, the students from the different schools doing the different cultural performances. So you can't afford, you have to look up and look at the children, do that different display and encourage them. We, the older ones, we have to encourage them so that they can continue that, as we speak about preservation before. And not only the young groups we're going to have the senior groups, the Leicester Company of Dancers, and much more. And just speaking about it is excitement. So you can't miss it. Even you, Mr. Mills, you can't miss it, Mr. Koi. and that doesn't stop right there. We have the climax, the grand finale performance by Sanika and the Alpha Band. So you have to be there. You have to be looking because everything is just going, have the different cultural displays. And that's where we encouraging everyone to come out and support, encourage and build our culture together. And it's only $10. Admission is only $10. So, you just come on the beach and you pay $10 to come in, and that's it.
$10. Just kind of
because the reason being that this year we know with the passage of Hurricane Beryl, we were hoping to do all the events free, but in everything that you do, you have cost. So hence the reason why we say, okay, well, we'll just take a small fee. And that small fee should go a long way. So basically, Saturday night, jam-packed night, $20, and on Sunday on the beach, only $10.
Yeah,
only $10.
Yes, okay. Well, I know that package that you just spoke about that will take place on the beach there. It's the showcase of all the different cultures, because the schools will be part of it, right?
That's right.
Yes. One, as Casey indicated, we want everyone to come out early because we have to support the young ones. And we spoke about all the cultural performances as well for Saturday and Sunday. And as part of the evening, we're including artists, soca artists as well. So once you come over to Paradise Beach that Sunday, you'll be seeing the young ones perform there as well. You would see the cello and the technical and the darks. All these young children would be performing on the beach because we want to ensure that as we continue seeing culture live on for years to come. And the schools, of course, the schools will be coming on display. She mentioned in the area of quadrille, Shakespeare Mass, skits.
Yeah.
You know, when I spoke to Cowan about it, he was like, we die with monkless and bad, and you'd love to go back to pen and paper. So we look forward to that as well. But it will be a great evening, a great festival on the whole.
Right, yeah, because the jam pack, starting Friday into Sunday, the climax on Sunday, and with all the different acts and people participating, it's a real showcase, a massive showcase that I'm speaking about.
And this cannot happen without our sponsors, and Casey will speak to that.
Yes. In everything we do, we have to thank our sponsors. And so far, we have received 8 confirmation of sponsorship. And we'll start with the statutory bodies. That's from the government of Grenada through the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, Grenada Tourism Authority, Grenada National Lotteries Authority, and of course the business community. We must recognize the business community because despite the ravages by Hurricane Beryl, they still commit towards our culture. And these businesses are Paddy's Enterprise, Kim's Plaza, Addie's Dreams, Devon Alexander, and Davison Alexis. So far, we have received this commitment of sponsorship, and it doesn't stop there. We're urging other persons who would love to come on board and sponsor our Maroon Festival because, we cannot do it by ourselves. It's our culture. As we say, it's we thing. We need, we understand our situation, but we cannot let it stop us from continuing what we have to do. And that's how we have to grow, and that's how we develop, because that's how this tradition continues to pass down. And we understand the importance of doing what we do. So we're urging them to come on board, a little goes a long way,
Mm-hmm.
Kim, I hear your name?
Of course, my name always calls.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you, Mr. Mills.
Of course.
I mean, when it comes to supporting Carriacou and the culture and whatever the need arise, we are always right there, because I think it's a part of our duty, to make sure that we assist and build. Because if we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. And Kim, thank you very much for everything that you've been doing. As the song rightly said, give the flowers now while the person is alive. That new song from Shotpree, big up yourself, Expert Studio, and everyone on that rhythm. And wonderful, great job from our very own here. But we're giving you your flowers now. Thank you for everything that you have been doing for us here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. You have placed us on the globe. I mean, everyone know about Carriacou and Petit Martinique, Vibes FM, and the Kim for your service here. Everything that you've been doing.
See, one of the things I see, is very important, is that sometimes we may leave our country or leave our island for greener pastures, but still we leave, but we didn't really leave. The spirit still remains here. So the connection is so important for us to be able to communicate on that level.
Which brings me to that song from Anselm James. No matter wherever I go, I always come back home.
Yes.
I come home to sweet Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So, of course, hence the reason why. Oh, and someone that Casey didn't mention, but Grenlec, we know that over the years, they have been one of our major sponsors as well. They haven't confirmed as yet, but I know that Grenlec will come on board.
Mm-hmm.
Grenlec, I know you're listening. Come on board.
Okay, they will come on board too. And I know too that quite a number of other businesses and individuals in Carriacou will be coming on board, because we still have a little bit of a time. Today is just the 3rd day of April, we have another 3 weeks to go before they start, showing and the coppers in and things like that. So look forward for it.
During our next interview, I'm not sure when you would invite us, but you will hear another 10 added to that list.
I would very much love that.
Casey, our secretary, I know that she's working very hard, sending out the sponsorship requests and following up. Great job, Casey.
Thank you, Miss Mills.
Well, you see, somebody got to do it. Eh?
Somebody got to do it.
Of course.
And it's good that we have the younger ones doing it.
Exactly.
So we know there will be continuity, as we mentioned in the beginning.
I already told her she'll be the future leader of the committee.
And one thing I love about our people, they answer the carrion call, even though, situation might be tough, but because they love to see our culture grow and develop, they would support. And that's, again, we're urging you, come on board, support. It's our culture. It's we thing. That's it.
And you're asking you, me? Yes, you we're talking to.
Of course.
The person that is viewing us right there in the diaspora. You wanna give cash or kind. You want to give some plates. You want to give some spoons. You want to give some forks. You can contact us. You can contact myself, 473-533-0825, or Casey at
473-403-4021.
Or any other member of the committee. You can contact Lefties or Basie, John, James, Hunter, anyone. Or contact the Kim as well. Kim will get the message to us.
Oh, yeah, well,
That's it.
They could contact us right on Vibes FM, and we'll be very happy to pass it on and let you know who is supporting and what they're participating in as well, too. It's always good when we all come together to celebrate and we unite. And that is one of the key things that make things a success.
One on Coco's full basket.
That's when we all come
a little
together.
goes a long way.
And then sometimes when we think that things are not going to be able to make it because of the difficulties, but we all join together and we overcome those difficulties. And at the end of the day, we have a big success. And I'm looking forward to the Maroon this year to be successful. And as we go through the upcoming years, it grows and grows and grows.
I think the only thing to stop, one of the major things to stop the Maroon and for us not to have a really good time is rain. And if rainfall, that means it serves this purpose.
Because the purpose
is for rain.
Is for rain, right? Okay. And that's why we do it in the dry season, so we could tell our ancestors and those around them.
We want rain.
We want rain so we could have bountiful
season.
It's a nice season, right?
Yes.
And we could give more the following year again.
Of course.
Because of what they blessed us with.
While we were in 6 Rows on Saturday cleaning me, we were speaking about that year when the rain fell around 2016. Just as they finished cooking the food and started taking out the parents' plate, and the rain just poured for that entire afternoon. I'm not sure if you remember that year, man. Bucket of drops until night, for the entire evening until night. We were like, the ancestors, the answer. Y'all did something good that day.
All right, okay. Now we're getting ready for a wrap up in just a minute, but before we do that, let me just get our commercial back again to let them know exactly what will be taking place in the upcoming weeks.
Maroon good food, enough string music, and big drum dance come here the beat. We live in good with we smoke food. Look how the smoke food good. The sound of the drums put you in the mood. Especially when it's different food. Come share with we and dance with we. To the big drum, to the big drum. Carriacou Maroon is the place to be. It's dipping we that rich culture. We dancing and singing for the master. So it's not perhaps, it's not maybe. Carriacou Maroon, that is the festival for we. Carriacou Maroon, make sure you come on down to see.
Here is your big chance to live a new life. Come to Carriacou Maroon and Stringband Music Festival. Eat the smoke food of our ancestors. Drums will speak, sweet strings will captivate. It's a unique festival of the people, filled with authentic cultural education and pure entertainment for the whole family. Living will not be the same after this massive life-changing festival. Make your reservations now. Call 473-443-7948 or visit our website www.carriacoumaroon.com.
25th to 27th of April 2025.
Carriacou Maroon. Make sure you come on down to see.
And while we're on that, I want to remind our listeners and those of you out there, make your reservations as early as possible to make sure that you have a place to stay, because, it's sort of limited to a certain extent, but the numbers are growing bigger and bigger as we go along. So let me get back to you, first of all, Casey, and your final words to our listening audience as we encourage them to participate in the festival.
Yes, I'll repeat the theme again. A journey of culture and traditions, honoring our heritage across generations, from the past to the present and to the future generations. And we hope, as we keep mentioning, continuity and preservation of our culture. And we are urging and encouraging everyone to come out. It's a 3-day filled, packed, jam-packed to be exact, with events. So you need to come on down and experience our cultures and traditions. And we're still urging our sponsors, people come on board, and we're thanking the ones who have committed, and let us ensure that our culture stays alive.
And to you, Ms. Mills?
As Casey indicated, we are thanking our sponsors for coming on board. Without you, this cannot happen. And potential sponsors, this is your time to come on board and reach out to us, whatever way you can, wherever part of the world you are. Please reach out to us to come on board. And as the voices of Maroon in your ad stated, no perhaps, no maybe from BC, and from Mr. Dexter Lander, he said, it is smoked food of our ancestors. The drums will speak and sweet strings will captivate us on that weekend. So if you're listening, then you should know you cannot afford to miss the Carriacou Maroon and Stringband Music Festival, April 25th to the 27th. Carriacou is the place for you to be. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kim, for having us as well.
And it's always a pleasure. And we're looking forward to, in the coming weeks, again, sharing more information with us right on Vibes FM and keeping the public informed. So when you get to this festival itself, they know exactly what to expect.
Sure, just do what you've been doing. Just send a message, and even though even if we cannot come in and you want to have a chit chat on the morning, we can do that as well. No problem.
Well, thank you guys again so much. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day. Okay,
you too as well.
You too.
Okay, bye now.